You can browse the internet, you can browse social media, you can browse YouTube, and you can find millions of videos on how to be successful, from Tony Robbins to Grant Cardone to Warren Buffett. Every one of them has their roadmap to success, the steps you must take. But nobody is talking to you about your responsibility. What responsibility? If you're successful and you're watching this, you already know. You might not know you know, but you know. For the rest of you, stay watching, because with success comes responsibility. What responsibility? I will show you. What's up, America? Man of the Free Studios. Big Luke here, freedom of mind, money, and media, where the big man brings you free value to help you become free in your life and livelihood. Today, guys, I'm a man on a mission. Many times I get asked, because I've been blessed to find success, got a few nickels to rub together, got a few businesses, got a beautiful home, beautiful wife, and a tremendous life that I'm very thankful for. But many times my followers, my audience, my fans, you guys, will ask me, Luke, you talk about success, you talk about wealth, you talk about business, like second nature, okay? I'm working a 9 to 5, man. I don't have the business acumen that you do. I can't be that aggressive in the marketplace. Luke, geez, you talk about lifting weights and benching 300 pounds for reps like it's, nobody's business. I'm not built like you, man, okay? So there's times where I stop and I realize that, I am somewhat cavalier in the conversations that I carry on with you guys about when it comes to life, business, money, happiness, relationships. And there are moments like today where I reflect and I take the time to speak directly to you and educate. Now, today, we're going to talk about success, okay? And the goal of today's episode is to essentially give you, my listener, a roadmap to it. How can you take yourself from where you're at today to the prize goal that you see in the future? And that goal is going to be different for everybody. For a lot of people, it's financial. For some people, it's spiritual. For some people, it is physical. It's a tangible item. Maybe it's some land. Some people, it's a relationship. It's a partner, okay? Whatever that goal is for you, today, the words that I speak, I strongly suggest that you take notes. In the Man of the Free, I only speak about things that I have direct experience from. Only things that I can tell you why, because I've been there myself, okay? And I can tell you when I was in school, whether it was kindergarten, middle school, high school, the one thing that they did not teach me was how to be successful. Now wait, Luke, that's what school is. It's a place where children go to learn ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and reading, writing, Shakespeare, and technology to eventually become successful in life. Well, I take issue with that because that's not what they taught me. They taught me how to read books. My big sister actually taught me how to do that before I went to school, but I got better at it in school. They taught me math. My mother and father actually taught me what 1 + 1 and 2 × 2 were before I went to school, but they honed the craft. They taught me how to build things in technology class. Actually, my father taught me how to do drum brakes on a Ford Taurus before I even went into school, but I guess that's besides the point. Maybe not. But the bottom line is, in today's academic environment, your children are not prepared for the real world. At least I don't believe so. I certainly wasn't. There's things I encounter on a day-to-day basis. Had I learned them in school, had the educators that I so intently watched and looked to bring me knowledge and help me get better in my life and progress through my molding stages, it wasn't there. I didn't get it from them. I got it in life. I got it in ditches when I crashed my car. I got it in jail cells when I broke the law. I got it in mind trips when I got high on drugs. But I certainly didn't get it from school. So why do I bring that up? I bring that up because the wide majority of American millionaires today are self-made success stories. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. The majority of people who are very wealthy, which is measured by $5 million of net worth or more, are self-made. Unfortunately, there's another statistic that runs hand in hand with that. They're also a minority, a very minute minority. 2.79% of American households include a net worth of over $5 million. Now, there are 330 million, approximately, households in the United States of America, 330 million people. So, however many households that breaks up to, 2.79%. Now, there has never been anything in any walk of life that I have encountered where 2.79% equates to much of anything. So, I'm going to teach it. Get a notepad, guys. Get comfy. Get some popcorn. Get your favorite drink. Cuddle up on the couch with a blanket and your significant other. Or open your window, let the breeze in, and turn this up on your car stereo because Lord knows, a lot of you guys watch me while you're riding to work, and I love it. But crank it up, guys, because you're about to learn something. I'm going to teach you a little something about success. In Man of the Free, I only speak about things that I have the authority to speak on, okay? And what I try to do is I try to advise you or let you know why I have the authority to speak on them. I'm a felon. I'm a drug addict. I'm a bank robber. I'm a thief. But I'm also a millionaire. I'm a father. I'm a stepfather. I'm a husband. I'm a mentor. I'm an employer. I'm a coach. I'm also a show host. How did I get from one to the other? How did I get from the doldrums of society to the depths of hell and crawl my way back to having my own show, to having a 45-foot boat with 3 blower motors or a 6,000 square foot house? That's a flex. Guys, it's not about the material things, but boy, are they fun. Anybody that tells you that money is not the root of all happiness probably doesn't have much. Now, I'm not going to tell you that money buys happiness, but it certainly helps. So on my path from hell to success, from sadness to happiness, from emptiness to fulfilled, whatever you want to call it, I went to hell and back. And there were certain things I learned along the way. And I promised myself when I was able to call myself a man, when I was able to look myself in the mirror and feel as though I was worth something, when I was able to raise a child, be faithful to a woman, grow a business, become wealthy, I swore that I would bring that knowledge to others that might not have it. I grew up a young man with a father and a mother who tried, a sister who wanted to get the hell out, and we just couldn't seem to keep a dog. We lived on a busy highway. But this kid didn't have mentors in his life who were wealthy and successful. He didn't have people that would reach down to him or reach out to him and try to help him climb that ladder to success. So that's what I'm here for you guys. I'm here to be Uncle Luke. I'm here to help you climb. So here's a few steps, guys. These are things I learned along the way. And every one of these things, I promise you, if you force them into your routine, or if you don't have a routine, if you create one with using these as governing principles, I guarantee you that you will be better off because of it. I guarantee you that you will exceed your goals. I guarantee you that the people in your life will start to appreciate and love you more. And I guarantee you, when you look in the mirror, you will like what you see. That is a fact. Wake up early. Very simple, guys. You could set the alarm, right? You can hit snooze. You can kind of lay in your bed and stay comfy for a little bit. Think about the day's activities, drift back off into a little bit of REM sleep until 15 minutes later, the buzzing begins again. You can hit that snooze button again. And matter of fact, you can even be one of the people who sets their alarm excessively early before the hour that they are supposed to be awake up and rise for work, just so they can hit the snooze button because it's become a routine. But here's what you do when you hit the snooze button. You already start your day with a case of the fuck-its, okay? For those of you who don't know what the fuck-its are, it's implied. Think of the word. You're laying in bed. It's time to go to work. Fuck it. You fall back asleep. It goes off again. Fuck it. What makes you think that when you finally get out of that bed, with your dead skin and your oil and your stank ass, and you go to the shower and you start to rinse off the sins of your evening, what makes you think that that attitude is not going to carry throughout the day? Fuck it. I won't brush my teeth. Fuck it. I won't iron my shirt. Fuck it. I'll smoke that cigarette a little bit further down and be a little bit later for work. Fuck it. I won't wear the appropriate shoes. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. The rest of the day is fucked. It's a fact. Get up early. When the alarm goes off, get out of bed. Set your alarm for the time that you need to be up and then back it up a buffer. You ever go to work and you're 6 minutes late and your boss says, "What the hell are you doing, man? You're a little bit late." "I know, boss, but the traffic was terrible. It was crushed on the I-90. Some guy in front of me was being an asshole. Another guy was tailgating me. That made me speed up. I got pulled over. It's not my fault, boss." Your boss doesn't want to hear that, ladies and gentlemen. Newsflash, I'm a boss. I'm an employer. I'm a business owner. And when my employee can't get to work on time, I expect them to be dead. I expect them to be severely injured. I expect a member of their family to be in severe duress, or I expect their mode of transportation to be broken. Because if they are not leaving the house with the appropriate amount of time to not only get to work, but give leeway if they are pulled over, to have a buffer if there is traffic, or to even stop and get fuel or maybe an energy drink or a coffee for the day. If you're not building that time into your schedule, if that is not regimented and you haven't built that buffer into your commute, you are failing already. Do not set yourself up for failure. More importantly, guys, where are you going to? You going to Dunkin' Donuts to serve the donuts? Listen, man, if you're in your 20s, early 30s, late teens, it's a interim job, you're making money for college, it's building up to the next thing, more power to you. Or if you're the manager there, and you're making 50, 60, 70 grand a year, it's sustainable life for you and you're happy, more power to you. But if you're 40 fucking years old, wearing a Dunkin' Donuts hat and a name tag, serving donuts for minimum wage, something is wrong, okay? Now, don't get it twisted. Mental disorder, some sort of chemical dependency recovery, familial issues. There are circumstances that will make this necessary, okay? But what I'm saying, who I'm talking to, these people know who they are. The ones of you with the fire burning inside you, and you're watching this video because you want to get better, and you're okay with where you are. Because you can go home, you can sniff an Adderall, you can smoke a Dutch, you can play some Call of Duty, get your mind off it, drink a few beers, tire yourself out, go to bed, wake up tomorrow, bitch about it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, off to Dunkin'. Now, they make a good cup of coffee, but I don't know too much about their 401k. You need to do something you love. Plain and simple. Oh, that's real easy for you to say, Big Luke. Let me just spin the wheel of shit I love to do, because wherever it lands, there's going to be a job for me. That's how lazy people think. That's how the people think that want things to come to them, that feel entitled. Yeah, Luke, it's easy for you to say, there's nobody knocking on my door offering me a job in a field that I want to be in. You're goddamn right there's not. And there wasn't for me either. I created my destiny. Why am I authorized to speak on this? Because I'm the motherfucker that got it done, okay? And I have my bad days. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, motherfucker. Boy, I'm getting emotional on this one, Ruben. There's a lot of profanity coming out of my mouth, but that's okay. That's how you know it's real. That's all we do here in this studio is real. Guys, I'm authorized to speak on these things. I'm authorized to speak to you this way because I have created my destiny, okay? Now, if you're a billionaire and you can help me walk my way up from tens of millions to billions, you can talk to me this way too, okay? And this is not condescension. Don't get it twisted. Don't let your feelings get hurt. This is how somebody talks to you when they want to wake you up. That's what I'm here to do. You gotta do something you love. Do you date an ugly girl or guy? Do you take vacations to places you don't want to be? Do you invest in a car payment for a vehicle you don't want or need? then why would you base your life and your livelihood and your income around something that you can't stand? Day in and day out, Americans defy the laws of logic. They do things they cannot stand. They bitch about them incessantly. They hate their job. They hate their boss. They hate their coworkers. They can't fucking stand it. They want to get out of work. They want to go home. They want to drink. They don't want to think. They want to go to bed. Maybe there's some fucking and fighting in there somewhere too. But they hate what they do, and they incessantly complain, yet they do nothing about it. Why? Because I've got a degree in a field that I was told I should go into, but there's no jobs in that field. That's not my fault. I was talked into it. I was talked into the student loan debt. They told me to study what I want to study. Sure they did. Good. That was yesterday. Guess what? I just checked my G-Shock, and it's fucking today now. So why does that matter? If you're walking down the street, do you give a shit what your left foot just did behind you? No. You're worried about what is to come. Life is no different. You have to do something you love. Create it. Start a business. Seek it out. Go to people that do things that you think you would enjoy doing and ask them the same way that the young bodybuilders in the gym come up to me and say, Big Luke, I wouldn't mind delts like that, brother. How do I do it? What do? Do you do side delt raises, side lat raises? Do you do shrugs for the traps? What do you do, man? Intelligent questions from logical young men. They go to the person that looks like they want to look, and they ask them, how do I get there? They don't listen to the gym guru with the laptop and the internet knowledge, drinking creatine, telling them that he's got the path to enlightenment. No. They go to the guy that looks how they want to look, and they ask him how they look that way. How else do I do it? Boys and girls, you need a relentless work ethic. Relentless. If you don't know what that word means, look it up. Or, Ruben, simply look right here. Relentless. Digest it for a minute. Boy, that's a strong word, relentless. How can I possibly have a relentless work ethic? There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. There's going to be breakups. There's going to be makeups. There's going to be hungry, late lunch. There's going to be late to work. There's going to be car doesn't start. How can I possibly be relentless every single day? You ever watched a dog fight with two vicious pit bulls? You should. Not because it's a welcome scene. It's actually despising to watch. I love dogs, and it's cruelty to animals. But at one point in my life, I was forced to watch a dog fight. Pit dogs are relentless. They'll be missing a fucking limb and still, from their back, continue to try to penetrate the jugular vein of the dog who's killing them because they are relentless. They're binary, sink or swim, yes or no, do or die. It's all they know. They've been bred for it. They live for it. They train for it. They die for it. They are relentless. Wrap your head around the severity and the gravity of that statement and understand that you must force it into your work. You must operate with an intensity that is mirrored by no one. How do you expect to be the best if you're not the only one operating at that level of intensity? Let me ask you a question. If you're running laps around a track and the man next to you is taking less rests, stopping for less water, and pushing harder, who's going to win the goddamn race? It's plain and simple. The one who is relentless. Is he going to fall, pass out along the way? Maybe. But when we fail, we learn. You can do two things in the marketplace. You can succeed or you can learn. There is no fail. Not when you're relentless, because you get back up. When you're relentless, you don't know how to fail. There is no fail. There is no stop. There is no end. There is no finished. There is only go. There is go, there may be fail, but there is go again. But after you have failed, you then know how not to fail that way again. It's a beautiful thing. Failure is a beautiful thing. You need to get comfortable with failure. You need to welcome it. Because when it comes, guess what? It's just like a wasp, man. It can sting you, but then it can never sting you again The stinger is gone. The wasp is dead in most cases. Some bees live on, but it cannot sting again. Failure is the same way when you are relentless. It will never sting you again if you learn from it. You must operate with confidence. I hope you're taking notes, ladies and gentlemen, because this is invaluable information, and it is damn near. You guys remember the Game Genies back in the day? All you old hats like me, the Super Nintendo with the Game Genie. You put the cartridge into it, you put it into the system, and it decoded the game. Unlimited ammo, unlimited lives, any level you want to play. Ruben's laughing. He knows what I mean. These are the cheat codes to success, guys. I cannot make it any simpler than this. There's nothing more you need to know about success than these principles. I promise you that. Anything else you hear or learn will be a variation of this. I'm doing this because I got a goddamn whiteboard here, okay? My memory isn't that good, all right? You must love what you do. You must wake up early. You must have a relentless work ethic, and you must operate with confidence. Regardless, you must operate with confidence. How do I do that, Luke? I'm not confident. Me neither. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Me neither. Well, then how do I get up here in front of these lights and these cameras and all this studio, all this intensity, 6K and high def and on air? Because I have to. Because I have an obligation. I have a responsibility. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. I have a responsibility to you because I promised myself long ago this is what I was going to do. If I got the value, I was going to bring it to the people that didn't. How do I operate with confidence even when I have the same insecurities that you do? Guys, why do you think I'm in the gym every day? Because I grew up a skinny, pimple-faced teenager. Pizza face, monkey arms. These are the terms of endearment that my peers used to use for me daily. And they hurt, and they scarred. But back then, they didn't have safe rooms. It's hard to say that without laughing. They didn't have safe rooms because there is no safe room in life. And the same way your school did not prepare you for success, schools are not preparing children for life. I can't wait till the day when I have an employee who's cleaning a car and it gets dirty and smelly and there's dog piss and cat hair and a bloody tampon coming out from underneath the seat. Oh yeah, that's real. And they go, Mr. Lunkenheimer, my name's Luke. Yeah, whatever. I need a safe room. I just got to take a minute because this bloody tampon just triggered me and I can't do this right now. Safe room's right over there. It's directly below the sign that says exit. Stay in there as long as you like. By the way, the door only swings one way. Guys, the marketplace ain't going to have it. You're going to have your subsets, your woke corporations, your Coca-Colas, your Pepsis, your Disneys that give you that little bullshit. But the capitalist companies that are going to require you to work and want you to be successful and want you to share in that success with them, and they want you to be relentless and confident and all these other things we talk about, you'll notice the synchronicity when you get into the workplace. It's all there. There's not going to be any safe rooms. If you're triggered, they're going to tell you to put your safety back on and get back to work, ladies and gentlemen, because school is not preparing your kids for life. One major component of this, guys, and I put it right in the middle because I wanted it to kind of bisect this entire segment. You need to have a good moral compass. It's just plain and simple, okay? Now, for some of you, mind you, we all learn. We're all different. For some of you, this is a no-brainer. You had parents that taught you about good morals. They taught you right from wrong. They taught you how to operate in this world as a kind, compassionate, caring human being who respects the rule of law and respects their fellow man. I had a little bit of that, but then I was raised by wolves. I was raised by people who taught me that if you could get one over on your fellow man for a quick dollar, that was a victory. That wasn't a bad thing. If you could sneak through security to get into the concert so you could see the show without paying, underage, drunk, that was fun. That was fun. There's a lot of other things people would call that, and they would be accurate. like illegal, bad moral decision, endangering the welfare of a child. The people that raised me called it fun. This is not a pity session. This is not woe is me. This is to keep it real. This is to let you folks understand that I'm a human being just like you. I have pains. I have things in my life in my past that hurt, that scarred me, that ache very deeply still to this day. Things that cause me to be overprotective of my child. Things that cause me to probably not allow my 11-year-old stepson to do some things that maybe I probably should. But I'm going to err on the side of safety always because I love that creature. And I know what the wrong decisions and the wrong behaviors did for me. So as long as it's within my purview, I'm going to check my moral compass. Why is the moral compass important, guys? Let me give you a quick little story. I was in prison. When I was in prison, I went to church. Now, I am not a devout religious person, not a churchgoer. Why did I go to church? Because at the time I smoked cigarettes and I was in a shock camp in the last part of my sentence to try to get some time cut off. That just means you go to a paramilitary boot camp for 6 months, and if you don't get up and punch somebody, you get to go home a little early. Well, I had a vice when I was in prison. I smoked because I was an addict and it was available. So I smoked. And if you went to church, you got to smoke extra cigarettes. That's the size of it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening, the silence for a moment here is because I'm drinking water. If you're watching, cheers. But those church sessions got me extra cigarettes. At the end of the 6-month shock program, the preacher came to me and he said, Inmate Lunkenheimer, "Sir, yes, sir." Lose your military bearings. "Sir, yes, sir." "Why are you coming to church, boy?" "Because for God." "Wrong, young man. Why are you coming to church?" "Sir, so I can smoke cigarettes, sir." I figured. A lot of kids do that. So I figure you've been here 6 months. You've gone to about 12 church sessions. That's, 36 cigarettes, about 2 packs. So you owe me 2 favors. It's actually 3 favors. I said, okay, Catholic priest here telling me that I'm going to give him favors while he's in a position of power. I was a little concerned, I'm not going to lie. But the man asked me to make a good decision. I said, what? He said, I need a favor from you. When you go home, you will be faced with a decision many times. But the first 3 hard decisions that you come across, make the one that is morally sound. I was like, all right, that's it. He's like, you say that now, young man, but when the time comes, it will be much more involved than that. But promise me today that you'll do that, and I'll let you go home. I'm going home. Whatever you say, bro. Yes, sir. Consider your favors done. So I got home. And I didn't really pay attention, but I was being tested when I first got home. There was a woman who kind of came on to me very strong and offered herself to me. Started to engage with this woman, and then that guy's words resonated in my head. If you want to change your life, start using a good moral compass. Make the difficult, correct, morally sound decision. Well, here was a perfect example. What guy doesn't want a beautiful, middle-aged blonde in an Audi convertible throwing herself and her fake breasts at him 2 days after being home from jail? It's called a lottery win if you're a prisoner. But I made the right decision. I said, ma'am, I'm flattered, but I have to ask you to leave because if my girlfriend comes home and she sees me doing this, it'll break her heart. And she just held me down for almost 2 years while I was locked up. I got to ask you to leave. I'll never say a word about this to anybody. She said, you know what? I respect that. You're a good-looking guy. Best of luck to you. Welcome home. I said, welcome home is right. Thank you for that beautiful 30 seconds. Sent her on her way. Then it was an offer for drugs. I was a drug dealer before I went away, but monkeys can't sell bananas, okay? So I became a drug addict. But a particular person from my past called me up, offered me weight. For those of you, that's a large amount of drugs. On the cuff. For those of you, that is on the front, on Front Street, on the arm, lent to you to then pay back later. I turned that down. Boy, it was hard, but I turned it down. I even threw the phone away that the contact information was in because I knew he wasn't going to stop calling. Then there was an additional situation that I, out of respect to the other party involved, I won't bring up, but it was a person from my past who had offered me drugs and to do them with me, and it was just a bad scenario. But it was a welcome scenario. It was my drug of choice. It was a friend. It was a fun time. But I turned it down. I said to myself, man, that's 3. That's 3. That's my 3 good decisions because this shit is tough. Beautiful blonde with fake breasts, frickin' easy money, drug party. Like, I would have waited weeks for that back in the day. All came to me within 36 hours. But I shut it down. And do you know what happened the very next day? I was given an offer to partner in a car dealership. Not directly, but almost directly. That led to what you see now, where I now own 3 car dealerships, opening a 4th, wealth in the millions, several verticals of income, happiness, family, YouTube studio, in a very good place because I made good moral decisions. So what I started doing was I started continuing to make good moral decisions. I said, well, shit, if that got me here, let's keep this train a moving, baby. So I continued to do what I used to think was corny. Well, that's for pussies. No. Sharks like me, we eat. Push them to the side. I don't care if they fall off because I got to get where I'm going. No, today I help them back up and I take them with me. I take you with me because that's the good moral decision. And when you want to be successful, you have to operate with a good moral compass. You have to be accountable. If you tell somebody you're going to do something, you got to do it. Right down to if you tell your kid on the way home, daddy's going to pick you up some Pokemon cards because you were a good boy last night. God damn it. Bring home the Pokemon cards. You have no idea what damage you are doing to that child, to his future, to their livelihood, to their ability to be able to count on somebody. You want to scar a child with dependency issues, with abandonment issues? Start making empty promises. Daddy will be home early tonight. Oh, what, we got a card game? Word, count me in. Daddy's going to give you $50 to get a video game when you get home. Wait, you got some weed? Let me get an eighth. Oh, here, you can get $10 of V-Bucks. But Dad, you said it. Boy, you're getting something. It's better than nothing. Be grateful. But you said, I know what I said. Things change. Okay. So the young man grows up knowing things change. When people tell me something really doesn't mean much. So what does he then do? He starts making empty promises until all of a sudden we live in a society, a culture of broken promises and no accountability. Presidents and politicians who campaign with promises that sound beautiful, that warm your hearts, that make you realize that if they actually deploy these practices and do these things, our world will actually be a better place. And then all of a sudden, abortion's not so important. Then all of a sudden, gun control's not so important. Then all of a sudden, the border's not so important. Then all of a sudden, gas is not so important. Then all of a sudden, remix. But the Ukraine gets $100 billion. I love Ukrainians too, guys. They're good people. But $100 billion is a lot of fucking money. And they can do a lot of good stateside. Okay? Be accountable, have a good moral compass. Guys, find a partner. I don't mean a business partner. I don't mean a business partner. If I could implore you to stay away from anything, it would be a business partner. Some partnerships work. I had one that worked. The partner was the investing partner. That was all. It was contracted that they had no say in the business. All operations of the day-to-day business will be at the sole discretion of Lucas Lunkenheimer. Mr. XYZ, good friend of mine to remain unnamed for his privacy, will simply be the financier, the investing partner. That may work as a partnership. Business partnerships do not, okay? They all fail. Look at Woz and Jobs. Eventually, it just goes no matter how good the idea is. But you need a partner in life. Whether you are a gay man and you are marrying another man, whether you are a heterosexual woman and you are marrying a man, whether you are identifying as an office chair and you're marrying the desk, I don't care. For those of you who are in an identity crisis, I hope you figure it out. For those of you who know exactly who the fuck you are, like me, I know exactly who the fuck I am. And footnote here, guys, this is not a shot to anybody. I am as inclusive gets. Everybody deserves their real estate on this planet to operate exactly how they choose to. That's called life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It was written into our founding principles. So get off your bullshit. You are better than no one. Not because of your skin tone, not because of something that swings between your legs, not because of where you were born or what your fucking last name is. There is nothing about you that is superior to anybody else, myself included. Do you want to know what defines you? Do you want to know what makes you better? Your actions, how you treat your fellow man. If your enemy is wounded and falls, do you laugh and walk away, or do you help your fellow man up and become enemies again when he heals? Your ex-girlfriend's in duress. Do you look at her and say, well, you deserve that, bitch. That's karma. It's a biatch, isn't it? Or do you help them with their flat tire because it's the right thing to do? Are you a bitter person? If so, figure it out. Living your life as an angry, bitter human being isn't going to end well. You ever go to the bar and you see the guy in the corner hugging his beer like it's his lover, smoking his cigarette, kind of like something's about to attack him over his shoulder. He's got that peering look like Jim Carrey in The Mask. Like, that's you if you don't let that shit go. I promise you. I promise you. Let it go. Do not live in the past. This is a note. If you're taking notes, write it down. Do not live in the past. Let the shit go. My business partner fucked me up. Yeah, mine too. 7 years ago. Today I'm a millionaire. What now? My girlfriend left me. Yeah, I had a couple of those. Shit, one of them I watched fuck a guy on my bed 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Couldn't even remember her name now. Guys, it doesn't do anything for you. It's only negative. Hold on to the good memories. Your child's first steps. The first big Christmas present that your child opened that they remember to this day. When the tassel went from one side to the other on graduation day. The very first day you got laid. Your sweet 16 party. Your child's first steps. The first shitty diaper you cleaned. Keep the good memory. I don't know, Ruben, is the shitty diaper a good? It is, right? You're not a dad. I'm a dad. Meconium, is that what it's called? The black stuff? It's a beautiful memory, though, creating life. Guys, don't hold on to the burdens of your past. It's just not going to do anything for you. You cannot move forward if you're living back here. You can't. It's like going to the racetrack with a race car, okay? If every time you pass the spot that you crashed at, you get nervous and you start looking for parts, you're going to wad it again in the exact same spot. Which is the same thing as you living in the past. You're going to make the same mistakes. You're going to experience the same failures. If you're taking notes, write this down. Get comfortable with the word no, because it's coming. If you think the past 10 years of my life have been nothing but a diagonal graph, you're out your fucking mind. It's been tough. There's been the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. But you know what I did when I got to the lowest of the lows? I was relentless. I kept going. I kept pushing. That's why I can speak on it, because I got through it. And I am proof that if you continue to push with everything you have, every bit of resolve, you have to know that the door is open on the other side. You just have to know. You're never going to see it. That's like saying you're going to win the lottery because you know the numbers. It's not going to happen, ever. The same way you're never going to know for sure if the business venture is going to work. The same way you're never going to know for sure that if you ask for the raise, that it's coming. There is no way to know. I can't tell you. I can't assure you. Nobody can. It's not a thing. That's why they call it chance. That's why they're called risks. That's why it takes courage. Courage to get there. If you're taking notes, write this down. They tell you it takes money to make money. Well, there are instances in which that is true. If Apple wants to make more money on the iPhone, they got to retool the plant, repay the engineers, and redesign the phone. And it takes money to make money. But if you're watching Man of the Free, the higher likelihood is that you're on the ground floor and you're looking to work your way up. So get rid of your "it takes money to make money" bumper sticker, because I got a new one for you. It takes courage and bravery to make money. It takes balls or lady balls or ovaries. Resolve. You're never going to know. There will never be a sure thing. There's never a guarantee the horse is going to cross the finish line first. There's never a guarantee that the underdog isn't going to get knocked out. There's never a guarantee that you're getting laid with the loose girl on the first night, although alcohol helps. I don't encourage that. There's no sure thing, guys. It takes courage to make money. If you're in business, pay your employees. Take care of your people. These are things that will help you become successful, guys. Because if you continue to watch this show, if you continue to get better in business, your life, your livelihood, as you continue to progress, you will have an employ. You will have people working for you. I promise you, I'll get you there. You will get you there. If you persist, if you are relentless. But when you get there, Ruben, do you like where you work?
I do.
Do you feel as though you make good money?
I do.
Okay. Do you feel you're paid what you're worth?
Yes.
Okay. He might have been bullshitting on the last one, I'm not sure. The bottom line is this, guys. The people that work for me, matter of fact, this week, 2 people left my organization. They were goodbye-bye. But I didn't sulk. I didn't get upset that those positions weren't filled. You know what I did? I bonused every other human being on my payroll $500 for the week. Strictly under the pretense that I was thankful that they were there. I was just happy they were there. These ones were gone now. They sucked. They were bad influences. They were liars. They were manipulative. They did not keep their promises. They were not accountable. They were not relentless. They didn't know how to be successful. But the people that work for me still, they're punctual. They're hard workers. They're loyal. And they're brave. They've got courage. And they show up to work every single day, unless the list that I gave you at the beginning of the show, the sick family member, the busted leg, unless that's going on, those motherfuckers are at work every single day. So today, every one of them got $500. Why? Because I appreciate them. And if you're a good boss, you'll do that too. Geez, Luke, man, $500, I got 10 employees. That's $5,000. Yeah, it is. Watch what that $5,000 does for you. Watch it go to work for you. You know what happened today? My staff cranked. We pushed cars out the door, man, like a turnstile at the New York subway, baby. Moving them, moving the metal. Must be those people were motivated. Can't imagine why. Sounds like 500 reasons. Take care of your people. Pay your employees better than anybody else. Make sure they're not going to leave you. Make sure they're not going anywhere because, geez, I don't know where else I'm going to get this kind of money. Work them for it. You want permission to work your employees to every ounce that they have? Pay them like nobody else is going to pay them. But there's a beautiful thing that happens. A beautiful marriage. They enjoy the hard work. They feel fulfilled. And they're loyal to you. They will work harder for you than they will work for anybody else because they know no one else is going to pay them like that. Now you think to yourself, man, that's going to hurt my bottom line. It's going to lift your bottom line. I promise. On that same note, give. Just give. Whenever you can spare it. My employees also got free lunch today. I asked them where they wanted to eat. If you're listening, I'm drinking. If you're watching, cheers. Guys, give. It's a simple concept, okay? You know that feeling at Christmas when your children start opening the presents or your relatives start looking through the things you got them? And you get that nice confidence of, you know what? I did a good thing. Today I feel good. Today I can look everybody in the eyes because I gave of myself today. Imagine feeling that way every single day. Imagine feeling that way several times a week. Imagine that. Do you know what that does for you? It's not a selfish thing to be happy with what happens to you when you give. Matter of fact, it's one of the most pure things you can possibly do. We all are inherently narcissistic. Human beings are self-important. It's how we're built. It's the human condition. We want things to come to us. We want good things to happen to us. We want beautiful women or handsome men. We want money and success. We want healthy children that are good at sports. We want. It's all we do. That's our existence. We wake up, we want, and then we die. And in order to get what we want, we go to work. Most of us. Unfortunately, less than there used to be. But that's what we do as human beings. We desire. So what more beautiful than to give as much as you get? There will never be a moment where you feel as though your desires are selfish. Isn't that a beautiful synchronicity? But guys, it's probably not realistic for most of you at this stage of the game to give every single day. Or maybe it is, if you really understand what giving is. Opening the door for the old lady. Reminding the person that their gas cap is off as they drive away. Waving the person who looks like they're in a hurry past you at the stop sign. That's giving. Doesn't always have to be monetary. But when you have money to give it. Give it to people who need it. Put it in places that it can be put to good use. Help your fellow man. Because if you contribute to the community that you live in, it is only a fringe benefit that comes back directly to you. The roads will be cleaner. There will be less crime. People will be happier. You will be revered higher. You walk into the store. It's that givey guy. It's the guy that gave the Christmas presents to all the kiddies that didn't have any. It's that guy that put on the free car wash for the community. It's that guy that bought all new equipment for the baseball team. It's that guy. Or it could be, it's that guy. It's that guy we saw in the police blotter. That guy we saw walking down the side of the road, flipping people off drunk. It's that guy we saw crawling through our trash, looking for cans. It's that guy that we saw in the woods taking a piss, exposing himself in front of kids, but I don't even think he had any idea he was doing it. It's that guy. I've been both. Yeah, I can admit that. I've been both. I've been the guy that was banging rails of cocaine off the back of the urinal that was piss stained. Nice little yellow ring around the end of it that I would wipe away just enough to do my coke. I've been that guy. Don't light a fire inside of a cardboard dumpster. I can tell you that from experience. Well, yeah, when you're drunk and high, you crawl into the dumpster because it's freezing cold in the middle of December in the winter in central New York. But you need somewhere to sleep, so you go in there, you wrap yourself in cardboard, you kick out the few mice that are there, then you light a little corner fire to stay warm. It's near the vent door, so the smoke goes out. But then you fall asleep, and a piece of cardboard tips over onto the open flame. You can probably picture the rest. I've been both places, guys. I've been the guy that incessantly sucked off of society. Me. Help me. I need help. I got the short end of the stick. I didn't have the proper childhood. Me. Help me. I'm the one who's addicted to drugs. The surgeon did it to me. He gave me too many pills. He got me hooked. I've been that guy. I've also been this guy. And I like this guy a hell of a lot better. And you do too. You may not have met that guy, but I promise you, as funny as it may seem to joke about him, he was not a good guy. Your children, your daughter, your wife, they weren't safe around him. He would drive intoxicated. He would try to talk your wife away from you at the bar. He would make friends with you and he would steal your shit. He was a sick man. But today he's better. Today he speaks to you from a place of accomplishment. Today he shows you that it doesn't matter where you are. Man, woman, he, they, she, them, you. You can be better. You may be a felon. You may be addicted to drugs. You may be in a good place, wanting to get better. The bottom line is, I should provide a shining example to you with the humility to tell you these deep, dark secrets about myself. That it doesn't matter. It's never too fucking late. There's never no period that is past. It's about the foot in front of you. It's about being relentless. It's about waking up and brushing your teeth and taking a shower and not hitting snooze and wanting to go to where you're working and reading a book while you drink your coffee to try to improve your vocabulary, and getting in your vehicle and driving the speed limit, stopping for the school bus, giving yourself plenty of time to spare so you're not rushing. Don't text while you drive. Listen to Man of the Free. Get to work on time. Be there before anybody. Work harder than everybody. Leave after everybody. Relentless. Relentless pursuit of, are you ready? Here it is. You must believe that you have a responsibility to your potential. Listen to those words. There are 3 key factors. You must believe, meaning it can't be something that you are told or tell others, but you wonder if it's accurate. You must believe you have a responsibility. It's got to happen. It's your responsibility. You want privileges in life, right? What did your parents tell you? You can't have privileges without the responsibilities. You must believe it is your responsibility to realize your potential. What is your potential? Here's where it gets interesting, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know. You don't know what your potential is. You want to know why? Because you've never been there. And I can't tell you what it is. And I certainly can't tell you what mine is because I haven't been there either. But do you want to know how I can guarantee you success? I can guarantee you success if you remain on an undying, insanely relentless, and passionate pursuit of your potential. If you believe, I mean fucking believe it. Like there's no questioning this thing. Why else am I here? Why else am I here? Is it for my nice car in my driveway? Is it for my wife and kids? Yeah, part of it. But what happens when your kids are off to school? What happens when your wife is still your partner, but you guys need something to be enthusiastic about? You must believe that you have a responsibility to your potential. Because if you don't, you're just lost. You're just floating around waiting for something to happen. Grab the reins and take control and believe in yourself. Believe that you have a responsibility to your potential. I believe I have a responsibility to my potential. I believe that with all of my heart. Last night at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm lifting weights, I'm sweating profusely, I'm breathing heavy, music's playing. I'm on my laptop looking at Figma prototypes of an app that a team and I are building. It's going to be huge, and I can't wait because I'm trying to realize my potential. My wife comes downstairs. She says, I wish I had a videotape. I said, why? She goes, because if anybody wanted to see the visual embodiment of the relentless pursuit of success, it's here. And I'm chuckling, I'm sweating, I'm breathing heavy. I might have shit myself a little. There's a lot of weight. I said, babe, what are you talking about? She goes, look at this, honey. So I look, I stop and I look. And on the TV, there's a 70-inch TV on the wall of my gym at home. It's got Man of the Free, and it's just playing. Because when I watch that, I iterate. My mind helps me think of things, topics, guests, and the Man of the Free, my project, is on the wall. Then there's one laptop on one of my speakers. It's got the weather report, and it's got my inventory for my car dealership. So I know whether or not we're going to have to broom snow, whether we need to rearrange cars, do I need to call ahead for snow removal, because that's one of the verticals. That's one of the businesses, okay? Then over there is the laptop with the Figma prototypes. If you don't know Figma, it's a computer program for building technology. And it's got all the screens of the app that we're building. It's over here. And then I'm covered in sweat. My shaker cup is on the floor, tipped over. The metal's still resonating from dropping the bar. She goes, you're working out. You're working on the TV. You're working on the laptop. You're working on the laptop. I said, yeah. She goes, and the stereo's playing with a motivational video. I don't know, it's Tony Robbins or David Goggins or Joe Rogan or me. I listen to me sometimes because I'm pretty damn good. Whoever. Now, it's not because I listen to those guys and I eat out of their hand. It's because hearing people intensely focused and motivated, it wears off on you. And that's the last point I'm going to make. Your network. Upgrade your friends. I speak from personal experience, guys. When I got out of prison, I changed the people that I hung out with. And this is not as simple as Alcoholics Anonymous, people's places and things. You change your friends, you change your destiny. I'm talking about I upgraded. I started seeking out geniuses. I paid people to talk to me. That's right. Let that sink in. I paid people to talk to me. I would have people who were in technology and in entrepreneurship in that space meet me for lunch. Man, I'll pay you for your time. I'll pay you $500 for 2 hours. Just sit down with me. I got to get up to speed. I got to know what's current, what's relevant, what's trending. What should I try to jump into? And you know what happened? After the lunch, I'd buy the lunch and they'd say, no, don't pay me. You're actually serious? I said, yeah. You were going to pay me to sit here with 2 hours and have lunch? Absolutely. You really want to get better that bad. There's nothing more in this world that I want to do than become successful. I'm relentless because I believe I have a responsibility to my potential. And when they heard that, they did the same thing I would do to you if you offered to pay me $500 to take me to lunch, just to talk to me and start soaking up what I had to give. I would say, you know what, man? If you're that focused on success, dog, you need to come work for me. I'll give you a job. You want to make 6 figures now? $250,000 in 5 years? Millionaire within 6 or 7? Come work for me. And guess what? Upgraded. Then I met him. Then I met his friends. Then their friends reached out to me and said, hey, man, you're that guy that was there with such and such and so and so. Yes, I was. That's great. I want you to meet him and her. Beautiful. What can they do? Provide you value. But you got to tell them what you told me about that thing. Oh, that thing? Yeah, that thing. That thing. Oh, I know about that thing because I do that thing. And about that thing, you got to do this thing. Oh, really? I never knew that. Oh, you didn't know that? No, I didn't know that. Well, I do. Well, you know what I don't think you know? What? We got this thing. And this thing does the things that you were talking about that you needed. Wait a minute. You got those things I need? I got them. Matter of fact, I'll give you those things. You let me get a few of your things. It's called exchange of value, guys. It's what happens when people who want to succeed get with other people that want to succeed. That's why you see podcasters on other podcasts. That's why you see politicians dining with businessmen. It's exchange of value. And if you want to be successful, you got to start understanding how the people operate at the higher levels, because that's where you want to go. You need to be on a relentless pursuit of your potential. Because why? Because you believe you have a responsibility to your potential. Big Luke, man of the free. Stay focused, stay hungry, stay motherfucking, what's the word, Ruben?
Motivated.
Relentless, guys. Stay focused, stay hungry, stay fucking relentless. Believe you have a responsibility to your potential. I hope you got something out of today's episode. We're at time. I gotta go. It's Friday. Stay hungry, stay free.